Welcome to Work Palava episode 4. And today I'm going to talk about something on how to boost your staff confidence, how to boost their confidence. If you have a bunch of people working with you that are not confident, then it's also going to impact on their productivity, on their work output. It's going to definitely show in their work output. So the question today is, how do I boost my staff confidence? How do I make them feel more confident as they work in my company? In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Joyce Kenneth. I'm a human resource professional, also known as the HR goddess. My passion is to see people productive, in that line, in that area where they're assigned to. I have a story that is behind my passion in human resource, and I think one of these is I'm going to share it on this platform. So if you're joining me for the first time or you're just joining today, welcome to you. You can just drop a hi. I don't feel like I'm alone here. You can drop hello and tell me where you're joining from. And maybe the reason why you're joining today is the episode 4 of Work Palava. And like I said, we're going to look at how to boost your staff confidence. That's a question in the hearts of a lot of people. So I'm going to quickly talk about three things, and I know that it's going to help you if you're a business owner, if you're a leader, a corporate leader, in any sphere, whether you're a departmental leader, whether you're a religious leader, whether you're a company leader. As far as you have people under you who are working with you to achieve an objective, then you're a leader. And then you want to know, how do I help them get more confident? Because the more confident people you have around you, the more result you're going to have, the more excellence you're going to see in what they're going to do. And when they do that, it also makes you excited as a leader. So the first thing I'm going to talk about in boosting your staff confidence is placement. Placement talks about where you position people within your company. And this begins at the recruitment phase. When you're recruiting people, are you able to access to know what they can really do in your establishment? Currently in our country, in this part of the world, Nigeria, because of the way things are and how difficult it is for people will always say they can do anything. If you tell them, can you really, they'll say yes. And some of them will add, by the grace of God, I know I'll be able to do it. Now, if they're answering those questions not because they're able to execute that function, they're answering yes because they want the job and they have bills to pay. So from your recruitment process, you must be able to know who can fit into this job role. And you know why that is important? Because no matter how beautiful my hands are, it can never be confident fulfilling the function of my liver or my kidney or my legs. It is beautiful as a hand. So when you place people wrongly, when people don't have matching passions and matching potentials for different job roles, what that automatically means is that they will not be confident. Confidence is attached to competence. When a person is competent, in their job function, you see how they do it. It's different. The groove is different. The vibes are different. But when they don't know what to do, and don't blame them, blame your process. How do you choose people? Do you have a system of recruitment in your company, or do you just choose anybody who says I can do the job? Always remember, these things are tough. I was walking down my street some weeks ago, and someone stopped me and said, please help me get a job. I said, what can you do? She said, anything, just anything. I just need a job. I want to be busy. So people are looking for ways to be busy. Don't make your company the place where you just put people who want to be busy and not productive. And that is why you must have a good recruitment system in place. You must have a good selection process in place. And when you do that, you find out that you have the right crop of people with the right mindset, people with the right skill set that will fit into that position. And let me say this, when you're recruiting, always give preference to mindset over skill set. Yes, skills are important. It's important that you have the people with the skill set that you need, but please give preference to mindset. Mindset is like an engine. No matter how beautiful a car is, if the engine is faulty, it can't move. So no matter how skilled a person is, if they have the wrong mindset, they can't progress on that job. So it's very important. I see some people joining. I can't see the names coming through. But if you're around, just say hi. I want to know who is with me on this. I'm seeing about 2 people on Facebook, and I can't see those on Instagram. But if you're joining, please just say hi. I'd like to know who is with me on this. So like I said, the first thing in helping your staff, improve their confidence level is placement. Place them in positions that fit their personality, that fit their passion, and that fit their potential. Placement. This will surely help when you talk about confidence in executing the job function. Now, the second thing in boosting your staff confidence is training. Please, if you're around, just say hi. I want to know who's with me. It's training. A lot of people don't invest in staff training. You have staff and you expect, we call it the plug and play or the sink and swim. You expect that people should just come into your company and know exactly what to do. So you employ people, you don't train them. You just tell them, okay, that's your seat. You don't even onboard them properly to understand if you have a vision or a mission in that establishment. And tomorrow you're going to complain they're not good on the job. We have a lot of people who employ, workers, and then the bosses end up doing the roles for which you employ those people for. It's your fault, because like John C. Maxwell would say, he said, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Inayo. And hi, Lina. Lina, good to see you. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So training is important. There are trainings that you offer that are skill-based. You want to improve their skill. Do you know that someone can have a skill set, but its application in your company is different, is unique? I don't know why I feel so hot today, even with the fan. Its application in your workplace is different. Train them to understand how you want them to execute this function. Do you have standard operating procedures in place? Or do you just tell them to come in and do the job? Let me tell you this. Discretion is an enemy of standardization. If you have people in your company and you don't tell them how to do what you want them to do, and you tell them do it the way you think is best, discretion will always be an enemy of standardization. What do I mean by that? Now imagine you run a restaurant, and then maybe people love your fried rice recipe, for example. They come around because they love the fried rice recipe. They are always there, And then maybe that person for some reasons relocates and can't continue. And then you hire a new chef and you say, okay, I want you to do this fried rice and just do it. I know you are good. Just do it. You know what that will come out? That person will use their discretion and do the fried rice, and it might not just be what the customers will want. And when there are no standards that are maintained, it affects loyalty of customers. People want to be sure that they are going to get the same thing every time they come around. Now think with me. Imagine you visit a restaurant and then you taste the food. I have an experience that my husband will always share. He went because he loves shawarma. So he went to buy this shawarma in this particular establishment over here in Imo State. And when he came back, and because of his kind of person, when he's excited about the thing, he wants to share it with everybody. So he came back and he kept on saying, oh, this shawarma is so sweet. I'm going to buy it for you. The chicken was so much. If you see this shawarma, those people are so good. I'm going to do this. So I said, okay. The next day he went to check for the shawarma. They didn't have it. The next day. So one day, luckily, we went there and then there was shawarma. And because of how excited he was, he packed about 2 or 3. I think he bought 4, so we can eat 2. He didn't even know I was on a weight loss program. And he bought 4 of those. I just packed and came back so that we can, shawarma that we have been anticipating for weeks. And today we are seeing that shawarma. So we all bought it and we came back. And we started eating the shawarma. And there was no chicken inside again. And I said, this shawarma that you said is exciting, is this a shawarma? And he said, oh, these people have scammed me. I feel like a vegetarian today. How can I just be eating only vegetables? And after that day, that was the last time we ever imagined buying shawarma. And we have also told people, don't buy shawarma from that place. Why? There was no consistency. It took us a while to discover that the day he bought that shawarma that had a lot of chicken, that he was the last person they were serving. So they simply just packed all the chicken for him. So he felt that was the standard. And he was hoping that when we come there, we're going to have a good feel. But after that day, I can't even remember how many people he has told about that place, never to buy shawarma there. And you know why? When things go wrong, the speed with which he spreads is faster than when it's good. 9 unsatisfied customers will tell people about what they experienced with you, but only about 4 or 5 good experiences will share it with others. So you can see where things can go wrong. So training is important. What are the tools of training? Have your standard operating procedures in place. How should things be done? If we're going to always get this particular result, there has to be things that must be done and followed in a particular order for that result to be done. And trust me, coming up with a standard operating procedure is a very hectic task. It takes a lot. It's you thinking through every single step of that task. You're looking at every single detail that must be considered. But trust me, if you can go through the hard work of getting that done, you will be very sure, you'll be very, very certain that when you start hiring more hands, it will be easier for you to pass on that same quality of work to them. This is very important. I can see Regina, good to have you. And Helena is still around, good to have you. And then what's the third thing? Remember, I've talked about placement. No matter how beautiful my hands are, I will never feel confident doing the work of my liver. Secondly, is training. Invest in staff training. Invest in staff development. When you train your staff, it boosts their confidence that you believe in them enough to execute that function. And then the third thing is communication. How leaders communicate. Now, trust me, it's good that I said this. When you have people work with you, human beings are a myriad of emotions, a myriad of experiences. They are coming from different backgrounds. Some of them don't even know how to handle correction. I hope you know that there are people, if you correct them, they will feel depressed for the next 2 days or 2 weeks. And sometimes some business owners don't have patience to deal with such kind of people. So understand that people have a myriad of emotions, the way that they feel. And you have to be very cautious in how you do a lot of things. Understanding people. You don't use the same stroke for different folks. You don't say, because this person responds this way, I'm bothered why you don't respond that same way. People are different. And that is why having a human resource arm in your department, in your company, whether it's outsourced or in-house, is very important, because these people are the ones that ensure that people are treated the right way. Now, under communications, as a leader, you owe it to your staff to always communicate uplifting words to them. Don't always talk down on people. When you see people, talk in an excited way. Say things that will uplift their spirit. They should talk with you and feel more confident. Don't be the person that will kill their group. Don't be the person that will talk down their spirit or make them feel sad. Always communicate uplifting words to them. Words are powerful. Words build people. Words tear people down. Just one wrong word said can actually destroy a person's confidence. And that's why the next I'm going to say is that when people do things that are wrong, learn. Can you still hear me? Okay, yeah, so I said the next thing is under communication. When people do things that are not proper, learn to correct them and don't condemn them. You see somebody makes a mistake and you see an angry boss shouting at them, you are very stupid, you are very useless, look at your head, chicken brain, maggot has sucked all the juice in your brain, because of how a person behaved. Now, let me tell you, people make mistakes. They are not the mistakes. Learn to separate issues from people. Don't get it all mixed up and then start to, vent on them because maybe you're having a bad day, maybe because things didn't go well that day, and then you're just pouring it out on them. It takes a lot of discipline. Leaders are disciplined people. It takes a lot of discipline to culture the things that you say to people. Your head is not working. Are you mad? Are you stupid? Is it that your brain is not thinking properly? These are things that we hear in the workplace. When you talk to people that way, it doesn't just tear their confidence, it destroys their confidence. So tomorrow when you tell them to do that particular thing again, they cannot do it, or they will make that same mistake. And you tell them, you did this thing last week, is your brain not working? Are you mad? And when you say it, the next time they do that same action, they'll repeat the same mistake. Why? Because when they're even executing it, they're not confident that it will come out well, because they have been told that they can't do it and they're too stupid to have the right result. Communication. Learn to always separate issues from personalities. You made a mistake, but you are not the mistake. Even in the way you correct, build their confidence. You tell them, you can do better than this. I know you have an excellent spirit. I know that this result you have is not the best that you can do, because I know you. I know your potentials. You can be more. When you're saying it, that person begins to tell themselves, that's true. This result doesn't match up with my intelligence. This result doesn't match up with who I am. And they become very excited. So when you do that kind of correction, they go back, excited, and then they're ready to make the adjustment. But when you don't correct them right, they're going to just go back feeling like they're good for nothing. Some of us even call people good for nothing. You are very useless. How do you tell your fellow human that a human being God created in his image is useless, is good for nothing? You don't say that. Words are powerful. No matter how angry you are, if you're not disciplined enough to culture your words and what you say, you don't qualify to be called a leader, because leaders, one of the hallmark of leadership is discipline. That even in that point, no matter the damage that staff has caused, you're able to know what to say just at the right time. You're able to know how to bring that correction that will produce the right results, so that you don't correct in ways that produce terrible results for people. And trust me, when the work output is consistently poor, who suffers? Is it the staff? Of course, at the end of the month, you might still pay them their salary. Who suffers eventually? It is you, the leader. Because when you start losing clients, when you start losing some measure of results, and then your income drops, you'll be in a very tight place to want to even pay them their salary. So it's very important. And then the third thing under communication is learn to commend the efforts of people. When people make efforts, commend it. Don't say, because of that small thing you just did. Because of that small, do you know all the nonsense this person has been doing since? When they make that little progress, tell them fantastic, awesome job. There's a way it makes them feel that, like, man, I can do more of this. Whatever you commend, you reinforce it in the person. So when they do that little, even if they've done 10 mistakes today and did one right thing, when you commend that right when they did, it will boost their confidence to want to do the next 10, 15, and even 20 right things. Don't say, because of this small thing now, just because you got this one, that's why you think we should not come and kill ourselves for you. No. Be generous with words. Be generous with nice words. Fantastic. Awesome job. I'm so proud of you. Do you know how you feel when your boss tells you, I'm so proud of what you're doing? It makes you want to do more. You see yourself commit and go the next, the extra mile, so that you can keep hearing such words of commendation. Don't be the one who will say people have dull brain. Let me tell you another thing you need to know. Whatever you believe about people is the kind of people you also attract. Some people tell you people are not naturally this. People are just naturally lazy people. People are just like this. Staff are like this. The more you keep saying those things, the more you keep attracting people who will act in such ways, and the more you have such people around you. Do you even know that as a leader, you attract people that are like you? You can attract people who are higher than you, because those people are seeking for people who are higher than them. Thank you, Ayomi, for joining. Thank you. Those people are looking for people who are also higher than them. There are people that I can't submit to, because they can't inspire me with their results. So if you're looking for that kind of people you're looking for to work with you, I want forward-thinking people. I want people who are very intelligent, who are very smart, who are this. Be ready to be that kind of person, and be ready to also reward such kind of people. Because you can't be asking to buy a Lamborghini and say you have 2,000 naira. You will only get what 2,000 naira can get. You can't go to market with 5,000 naira and say you want to buy a cow. You can't say that you want to buy a full cow and then what you have is 5,000. So if you want to have certain kind of people on your team, be ready to reward such people. And this is also to say that you don't have to start out employing a bunch of people who, because I can only afford this amount of money, I will only have such people on my team. No. It's better to invest that money and get one right head than get 5 people who don't even know why they're even working with you, not to even mention what they're supposed to be doing in your company. So I believe with these few points of mine, which I said, 3 things in helping your staff boost their confidence. Number 1, placement. Put them in the places that align with their passion, align with their potential, and align with their personality. Number 2, training. Invest in staff training. Create opportunities for them to learn. Have standard operating procedures of things that they need to do to have the exact work output that you want them to have. Do not depend on discretion. Discretion is an enemy of standardization. And number 3, communication. Communicate uplifting words to them, commend their efforts, correct them, and don't condemn them. Separate the personality from the issue that you're currently handling.